As a decolonial scholar, why do you think decolonization is necessary?
The necessity of decolonization is detected by the continuation of colonialism. And in the 21st century, we don't talk about colonialism in the historical sense we're talking about in the 20th century. This is why, from the Latin American school, we have actually borrowed this concept of coloniality. Coloniality actually explains that by the time we were celebrating what is called political independence, it fundamentally meant that colonialism mutated into a global power structure, transnational global power structure. It did not come to an end. And if you read the work of scholars such as Walter Mignolo, Ramon Grossfogel, and Nelson Matonato Torres, and many others, they will tell you that colonialism is not over, is all over. In other words, when we fought it, as maybe in South Africa, in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, it pretended to have died, but it mutated to be an invisible system which is global. And this is the context in which you will find people now speaking again under the banner of decolonization. And nobody forces people to speak about it that way. The people, they find decolonization to be a legitimate and a useful grammar of liberation, if I can put it that way. But you must understand also that in different geopolitical spaces, geospatial spaces, you will find that people use different grammars. If you go to Canada, for instance, you go to New Zealand, you go to Australia, you will find so many people fighting under the banner of indigenization. If you go to Africa, you will find some people prefer the concept Africanization. If you come to Europe and other places, you find people fighting under the banner of social inclusion. And to me, I don't want to exhaust my energy in trying to say which grammar is correct, which one is not correct. What I always want to check is, under this grammar, what structural changes are you doing? What personal changes are you doing? What intersubjective changes are you doing? So it looks like at the moment we are entering into what William E.B. Du Bois termed the second side. You know, there was a first side of colonialism when it was physical. Now there's a second side of colonialism when it is now metaphysical, when it is now cognitive. People are saying, but we can still see you. You have not gone, you are still here. Hence, we need to intensify the struggles for decolonization. And you saw it that also, even when the physical empire was pushed back, it is not true that its symbols, its signatures, its iconography, its monuments were all removed. This is why you saw the Demonumentalisation movement, which grabbed the whole world after the death of George Floyd in the US. Then a lot of people in Europe, everywhere, they were going for statues of those people who were involved in enslavement, those who were involved in colonialism, those who were racist like Cecil John Rhodes, and they were destroying them. Not in the 20th century today, because they were still symbols of colonialism all over the world.